drove all the way down here, bro, and I missed it, man. Come again. Wanted to watch the sunset now. Stare into the sun. Brings me happiness, bro. Fills my soul, man. Fills it up. Can you live to being 700 years old? I'd like to give a lot of props and respect to who I believe is probably the best marketer on the planet right now, and that is Tai Lopez. Probably the best internet marketer there is, a true genius in the way of internet marketing, master. He has a new video that he put out called Can You Live to 700 Years Old? And he brought a doctor from Walnut Creek on the show that he had. And I just wanted to talk about a couple of the things that they brought up, some of the things that I think are valid, but I think they're missing the point, a lot of the point as to how this is possible. And I'll be candid, it is possible, because I'm going to do it, and that's it, period. But I'm going to do it a lot differently than they're talking about. So these two guys are sitting down, and they're coming from a very prestigious perspective, a lot of education, a lot of money. Tai Lopez is very successful in business. This doctor here is in Walnut Creek, very luxurious, prestigious, and they're looking at it from a scientific, analytical perspectives, and stem cells and genomics, and going into it at a very deep level. And a lot of stuff I don't even understand, and I do understand some of it, but some of it I don't. But they're missing the key elements to getting there. At least the foundational, fundamental things first. Because I think that before we get into any of this advanced scientific stuff and spending all this money on this blood work, and then going through these therapies and human growth hormone therapy and then stem cell therapy and DNA surgeries and operations, incredible advanced stuff. He did talk about some of the basic things about going to, and that's like, 4 key elements, which were sleep, diet, nutrition, exercise, and stress. Talk about mastering those 4 things. Okay, got it. Then that's going to help you. Okay, great. I mean, everybody kind of already knows that. Those are like kind of the basics. So we do our best with that, and we try. But they're missing like the foundational principles. So I want to talk about like my strategy on how I'm going to do it, and that's it. Period. Number 1, make it up my mind. I made up my mind about it in 2006 that I would be living for the next 1,000 years. First of all, you have to decide it. You have to believe it and you want to do it. I had to become open to a lot of these ideas for how it was going to happen. How am I going to stop the aging process? How am I going to, keep this body and this health and this mind for this length of time? Be open to like crazy ideas. So it took a while for that to start soaking in. That's over 12 years ago now. So over this time period, really became a kind of obsession, and also just a natural process of acquiring health, like incredible health. And I had a burning desire to accomplish it, because I actually, at that time in my entire life, I was suffering from severe asthma. So I was a really, really sick kid. I would be waking up in the middle of the night, and I can't breathe. You're trying to just get a breath. Feels like you're not going to make it, and you go in. My mom would rush me to the emergency room, and you get shots, and you get inhalers, and you get things, masks put on you, and it was a really rough time. So I had been dealing with that even up until this time in 2006. Even up until 2012, 13, 14, I was still puffing on an inhaler. It had gotten a little bit better over time, but it was still on the back of my mind. It was a big concern that I had. So I really had an obsession with trying to figure that out too. I knew that if I wanted to live this long, I had to get over this. So I had to get my lungs well. Love Tai Lopez, and I'm honored to even watch his show. I'm glad he's put a value about stuff like this. So I am in no way a critic. All right, this doctor that he has on, I think he's probably a really smart guy. He's got a lot of good things going for him. But he's, I really wish he would give a more of a solutions as like a call to action for things to do. I mean, come on, diet, exercise, sleep. You know, he says that we have to look at each person on an individual level, and each person's gonna be different. But what's the call to action? You know, what can we do now? How can I start taking action now? Give me something of value. Having to take something or maybe spend a bunch of money to try to get there. You know, where's the call to action, bro? So I'm gonna give you that call to action. I'm gonna give you my plan of how I'm doing it and how I'm already like on the path of doing it. A lot of you guys have commented on my videos, like how I'm looking younger, getting younger. Well, that's the idea, man. It's gonna happen. So my call to action, for one, getting control of our stomachs. The gut is like a huge part of this process. We have to get I have to get control of my stomach. And by getting control of my stomach, I mean targeting when I'm going to eat. Not just what. All right, the whole diet thing, I understand, but when. I got to target when I'm going to be eating. That's so important. And shrinking that period down to a smaller feeding window. In the beginning, I started with like an 8-hour feeding to a 6-hour feeding window, and then to like a 4-hour feeding window, and now to even like a 2-hour feeding window, maybe a 1-hour feeding window at times, and maybe I'll be a little loose. I'll go out to like 4 hours or maybe 6 hours, like on the weekends, but really dialing it into a smaller feeding window to where I'm not grazing like a cow all day. The gut needs time to repair itself. That's like a very key element. It's called intermittent fasting, warrior diet. You know, number two is getting our organs cleansed out. Specifically, the sewage system, which is going to be the liver and the gallbladder and the colon. Like, that's the guts of the organ. That's the main guts of the body. Those have to be cleaned out. And going to a hospital in Israel, these hospitals in Israel, like, they won't even take a sick patient until you clean out your guts. Just get your guts cleaned out, go and see a colon hydrotherapist, get it all cleaned out, make sure your guts are clean, and then go in and see the doctor. They'll start to begin to treat you. Because they know that is a major cause for illness right now, is just congestion. Now, it takes time. It took a long time for me to clean out my organs. It's taken almost 2 years. So it's not an overnight thing, but it's definitely something that anyone can do that costs no money. Household items, basic stuff. I've done a ton of talks on it. You know, number 3 is going after like the actual water that we're drinking. Okay, so first of all, I always drink filtered water. When I mean filtered, I mean the fluoride's got to come out of the water. And when the fluoride comes out of the water, everything else comes out. Okay, so that's the smallest particle. So always trying to get the fluoride out of the water. That's either seeing it on the bottle or going for like a reverse osmosis water. I want to be adding in 35% food grade hydrogen peroxide, like a couple drops. And I'm up to 25 drops a day now. This is going to hydrogenate the water and give like my body this massive amount of oxygen that it needs. Like football players wearing the mask of oxygen. Well, imagine getting it through drinking. It actually cleans out the dead cells in my body. A lot of our cells are constantly regenerating, and so I've got to get those dead cells out to allow the new cells to come in. And this is really going to help extend my life, and also just to make us look younger, skin feel better, lose body fat. Number 4 is going to be like really dialing in a strength and conditioning program. Now, I didn't say a cardio program where, you're doing jogging. Your typical jogging inside of a gym, a Nautilus fitness area, you get where the heart rate gets moved up a little bit. I believe that is actually counterproductive, not productive. It's actually negative, but because one, it kickstarts the appetite, so you want to eat more food. You end up eating more, and I end up eating more food than I burn in the way of calories. So it's counterproductive. If I was trying to lose fat, didn't help. Number 2, if the heart rate's up too high for too long, like above like a certain area, then it actually can go in and burning muscle. And that's not what we want. We want to burn muscle. I mean an animal that in nature, that is actually I'm sorry, there's some guys in the road here. What are you doing? Walk right out in traffic. Excuse me. So find me one animal in nature that is actually jogging long distances. I mean horses, but they stop and graze. I don't think horses just jog for long distances. People said horses. Maybe they do. I never ride horses, but I know they ride fast, and they can ride long distances if we ride them. But do they actually choose to? I don't think there's any animal that naturally by nature is designed to do that. And so I don't think humans are either. So going on a very intense strength program, like gaining strength, getting stronger, adding weight to the bar, and like a HIIT training. So like sprints, jump training, like intensive training. Well, yeah, running, but running sprints. So like intensive training for short bursts of time and then resting, letting the body recover, and then going again. Fifth, I'm going to throw one crazy curveball at you, bro. This is like out there. None of this is like not even talked about by this doctor, Tai Lopez, and people are going to hear this and think I'm nuts. And that is good old fashioned sun, dude. You may notice I got a tan, right, bro? I got a tan because I believe in the sun. I believe in vitamin D. I believe in getting UV light. I don't wear sunscreen. I don't wear sunglasses. I actually let the sun hit my skin. I actually let a sun tanning bed, like indoor lights. When it's not sunny, I go in tanning bed to get the light. And guess what? I actually look at the sun. I look at the sun, bro. 1 hour after sunrise or 1 hour before sunset, I look at the sun. It's called sun gazing. Of how I am going to live to 700 years old or more. Leave a comment below with what you think. Am I on the right path or am I off my rocker, bro? I don't care. I love trolls. I love these guys that come on and say that I can't do it, or they make a joke. I think that's great, dude. And I appreciate you guys who believe in what I'm doing, what we're doing to help us get this message out to the world and people. And I really believe that now is the time for me to start like working on a course. Like, what do you guys think I should do? Should I write a course, write a book, do audio courses? Should I have a like a private room, or like maybe like a paid channel where I could like really work with people and help them through this process and more? Is it worth it? How much is it worth? Is it worth $20 a month, $100 a month? Or maybe like an exclusive membership only and make a lot of money every month? Or is it $1 a month? What do you think? Should I do something like that? I would love to get your comments, because I'm ready to take it to the next level and really like grow this community and give something back to the world for all the fruit and the raiment the world's given me, because I know that we're coming into a major anti-aging movement and major discoveries that have been made that are now time to get them out there. And I'm a living testimony to some of these. Notice I didn't really talk about supplementation, because supplementation I think is going to come after all this. After these main things are met, like stem cells and doing all these advanced therapies. That's later. Like that stuff may come later. But I got to get all these basic things down first. I'm not going to go and put the cart before the horse. Let me dial all this stuff in and then go to that. Love to hear from you. Appreciate you, bro. Coming at you. And all the women too. Ladies, a lot of ladies watching my channel too. I appreciate you. Love you. This is Gavin Mehl coming at you. Thank you to support watching Tai Lopez channel here. I'll put a link to the video. You can check out like I don't know what I don't know. No one can take that away.